Hi, I'm No Name Trader. We're gonna take a look at this trade that I made, and I'm gonna explain it to you. Almost got 100 points on this in the DAX. That's pretty fine. So this is how it all ended, and this is how I did it. So remember to subscribe to the channel and like the videos. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll get to them whenever I get time. So this is the trade. As you see, I already entered. And just to get the context right here, I'm just gonna pause the video. And we had a nice move down overnight, and then we had a small correction like a bear flag and continuation, 2 legs down. And now what I see this as is potentially a spike and a channel move. So I'm gonna take the low right here and the low right there. I'm gonna connect those two, and then I'm gonna drag a parallel line to get an idea of where the bear trend line could be. And that's up here. Furthermore, we're trading below the EMA. We're trading up into this resistance area right here, and we have somewhat of a measured move from compared to the initial pullback right here, and so that's over and done with, but just went a bit higher, but that's not unusual. So we have several things talking in the direction of a short right here. Let's see how this trade fares out. See, I'm gonna speed up a couple of times in this video just to make it a bit shorter, but still so you get the most of the trade unedited. So the entry right here, this is the 1 minute time frame right here. That's what I do. I go down to the 1 minute time frame. I find the patterns, I find the entry, I find the area that I want to go into, and then I dive down to the 1 minute. And then as we see right here, we had a spike and a 1, 2, 3 push pattern. This is a wedge. I'm gonna do a video on how to trade wedges in the future. So if you want that, or if you want any other like pattern videos, feel free to put it in the comments after you subscribe to the video, of course. So this is two patterns in one. That's a spike and a channel, and also it is a wedge pattern. And up here at the very high, you get a higher probability of a good trade. So this is the entry on the 1 minute chart right here. I'm gonna start it up. I enter and then I put in the arrows. So this is how it looks on the 5 minute chart. And on the 5 minute chart, you see there's no entry to go short. There's no signal to go short yet. And I'm pointing out the patterns. Well, what's going on is that we got the 5 minute signal bar, so the entry signal for the 5 minute as well. That confirms my initial thoughts that this was where we could get a sell signal. What are we gonna do about that then? Because I'm already short. Well, I'm gonna look to add on to a trade like this. Also, that's a low. That's the first entry short right here. And this is the second entry short. So also it's a second entry short, and often that's a pretty good setup. There you saw it, trade complete, and now I am short 2 times. And I'm struggling a bit to draw the arrows in this. That's the entry right there. See this line? That's the entry, and that's the entry, and this up here, these lines right here, that's the stops about this high right here. So I'm risking about up to like 58. That's about 20 points on this trade right here, and 8 points or something like that on this trade, the initial entry. So I like to do this to get the trades in 2 times or more. If you get confirmation on the 15 minute chart, I might even take that trade as well. But for now, we are short 2 times, and I put in a couple of limit orders to take profit a bit lower, just because sometimes it just dives down and pulls right back up. And this could be you don't know that yet, if this is a reversal or if this is a continuation. Look at this bar right here on the 15 minute. That's a strong reversal bar. This was an inside bar right here, but it had a nice tail on the bar before. this is just a reversal bar right here. A momentum, downwards momentum stopped, and we had a bar that closed near the highs. And this is the 1 hour chart that speaks a bit more in favor of some more downwards selling. But could be now that we get the 50% retracement. You don't know that. You have to play the probabilities. And right now I see a probability, at least for a scalp to the downside. Probably a retest of these lows right here, test of this entry area, and that's what I'm looking for. And if it goes further, well, then let's just see how far it goes. And as I spoiled in the beginning of the video, it goes 100 points, and I almost get all of it. Entry all the way up here close to the highs, only like a 5 points from the high, something like that. And second entry right here, about 20 points from the high. Well, I think that's, yeah, well, 20 points from the stop, about 16, 17 points from the high. I put my stop just a couple of points above. As you see up here, the spread is 1.5 on this platform right here. What I'm doing now is I'm measuring out to see what the targets could be. If this is a spike and channel pattern, then there is a likelihood that we're gonna get a measured move on the second leg. Often the second leg is a bit shorter than the first and the third leg, but that's what I measured out to get an idea where we could get an entry. So now I'm gonna talk about the stops. Look at this right here. We had this is once again the 1 minute chart. We had a bull bar close near the highs. Sellers came in on the beginning of the next bar. So am I worried at this time? No, I'm not really worried. Not that I am that confident that the trade is gonna work out, but just because I know that I played the probabilities. If it goes my way, it's just it's nice. If not, then well, at least I played the probabilities. Right now I moved the stop down for the initial entry to break even, and I moved the stop down for the second entry right down here to the same level. So right now I'm only risking on the second position that I took right here. And what am I worried about? I'm worried about this 5 minute bar right here closing all the way up into the highs, and that's what I'm thinking about. That's not playing into my trade. That's bulls were waiting to buy down here. Now we're trading down here again. If we break this low right here, then I'm a bit more confident. If we trade up, then we've got a double bottom, potentially a bull flag for another move up, for another leg up. On a higher time frame, this right here, that's just one leg up, and then you can wait for potentially a second leg up. Okay, so moving on to management. I like to scalp out on the way down, because you never know how far it's gonna get. How many of us have not sitting in a trade, been up 20, 50, 100 points, and our stops are at plus 10 or at break even, and then the trade reverses and we get next to nothing compared to where the trade was. So always take some profit when the market makes it available to you. That's I think it's from Mark Douglas's book. I'm not sure, but either way, you want to do that. You want to take some profits. Right now, I took a scalp out right here. I took a scalp on the second entry right here on my second position. So now I'm still short. I'm still in this trade. I'm in it from up here. My stop is better than break even. I've got money in the bank from the initial entry. And right now my limit is at 12,500. My entry is at 12,550. So I'm putting in a couple of arrows because I took just a little bit off from the initial entry. So now I've got 2 profits in the bank, and my runner is a bit smaller. So, and that's nice because it gives me confidence to manage these runners for a longer time. And managing my shorts right here. This is the 5 minute time frame. Initially you want to have your stop above the high, and then you want to move it down to break even when possible. Look at that. Look at this right now. This is what happens. You just get a rally that it might continue. You don't know that, but at least I got some profits from where I thought the market might turn. That's down here. So I took those profits down there just a while ago, and the market agrees that this is potentially an area of value. Why is that? That's because I look to the left in the chart. That's how I know, because over here buyers came in at this exact level, and I know we've got a high one like this right here, then that's considered an entry area, and that's the kind of areas that get tested, because there's a lot of potentially break-even bulls that wait down here. Okay, so these 3 arrows, that's actually only 2. This is the entry and that's the entry, and this one right here, I think I drew that on the 5 minute, and it gets a bit skewed on the when I drop down to the 1 minute. So discount that that arrow right there. This is where I took the profit, and look how at the end of this bar right here, the market just turned. You're never gonna hit the bottom, and you're never gonna hit the high. I consider this entry as hitting the high. This is the first bar on the 1 minute chart. Doesn't get much better than this. And this is the first entry signal on the 5 minute chart. That's very decent as well. And this is where the pullback started. I like these, and I like to consider that as the low as well. So on this move right here, I got in on the high and I got out near the low. And this is the support I talked about just a while ago. You've got this potential support right here for a range sideways or a second leg up or whatever. You gotta play the probabilities. The probability that this is gonna turn around and go up is like 40% at this time, and I wanna get some profits while I can. Now you see we break down through this double bottom. Does that mean that the market's gonna continue? Well, not necessarily. This could just be an overshoot of this double bottom and a trap. I don't like to trade breakouts. I know some do, but if I trade this breakout right here, if I enter on this breakout down here, where does my stop go? Does it go up here? Does it go all the way up here? And where's my target? Then my target has to be even further away for the math to work out. Because as I said, the probability is only about 40%, and that means that you have got to get more than a 1-to-1 on every single trade. So we had a 5 minute bar that closed below the previous support area right here, and now we're getting even lower on the next bar. I like to see this right here, and then you can get a pullback to test the support area right here from below. You don't know that. That's what we're waiting to see what happens. Right now I'm measuring out a measured move based on these short-term moves on the 5 minute chart, and on the 1 minute chart. So I'm getting ready to take another scalp at this measured move right here, because I know that that's what computers are looking for. They are looking for these measured moves right here, and I think I took another scalp. I took a little position off right there, and yeah, that's what happened. Also, this is like a century number, 12,500. That's, look at that right there. Just nailed that move right there, all the way on the low. And that's how you scalp out. You want to look for the obvious, and then you just want to take those freaking scalps. So now I'm in still with a small runner, and this runner actually ends up being the meat of this move right here. And so this is where we're at right now. 5 minute chart, and you see continuation, getting down into these lows right here, trading down and bouncing up at the measured move. And this is 5 minute chart. This is the runner, and as you see, I'm still short right here, and we just fasted forward in time a bit, and this is the measured move that I measured out earlier. We're not all the way there yet, might go there, but we are just past noon right now, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and my stop's all the way up there, and I can't really move it down because it might move up. Look at this right here, 100 points, that's down there, and we are just above that. So I think I'm gonna end this trade in just a short bit to get like 90 points on this scalp. As you remember, I got in at 450, 550 up here, shorted that at 550. Now we're at 557, so that's like 93 points on this trade. Now it's closed, and that's just basically how I trade. You want to look for setups, for patterns, and then I go down a time frame to find the entry and the entry patterns, and then I scalp out as I get into profit. Depending on how the bars turn out, on what kind of bars that form, how it plays out, I like to keep a runner going, just for the sake of this 100 point runner right here. I like that a lot. Gives you confidence, and it makes you just makes the bank look better as well. So this is a typical trade. Lucky that it got 100 points. If the probabilities played out to my favor. And if you like these videos, just do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel. Means a lot. I'm trying to get this channel started, and I'm trying to get some good content in here. I'm gonna do some explanatory videos as well on how I trade different patterns, on how I find the key entry areas. I'm gonna talk about who I studied to get into price action trading, and subscribe up here, and remember, you can see more trading videos over here.